and for the first Saturday of October 2025. A few stray thoughts. And a few general remarks. And a few points of view. By way of a roundup of the week. All my own musings. Like Dussehra was celebrated with usual fervor. Political rallies on D-Day raised only dust. Usual ritual.
Getting you glimpses of how Delhi is celebrating Vijayadashmi or Dussehra today. My colleague Ankit is on ground there and he's getting you those visuals. Over to you, Ankit.
You know, I can barely hear. Vasudha, I can barely hear what you are saying, but all I can tell you is that amidst this massive rainfall which is taken over the national capital, the Dussehra, the Ravan burning has started. The one which is taking place at the Khan market, and you can see here that Kumbkaran, Meghnad first, then Kumbkaran, Ravan, the evil king, will be burnt. Of course, this is happening in midst of the rainfall that is taking place here, and because of the rainfall, the worry was that everything will become wet, and then of course it could be difficult to burn the effigies of Ravan, Kumbkaran and Meghnad. So that's why the program has been preponed, at least here in many.
Dussehra, Tamil Nadu.
Like in contrast, speaking at the centenary celebrations of RSS, Madhav Bhagwat called on Hindus to respect other religions and icons. Sane advice.
At the RSS centenary celebrations in Delhi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveiled a 100 rupee commemorative coin and a special commemorative postal stamp marking the organization's 100-year journey. The coin features the national emblem on one side and Bharat Mata seated on a lion in Varad Mudra with Swayamsevaks bowing before her on the other side. This is the first time in independent India, an image of Bharat Mata, seated on a lion in Varad Mudra with Swayamsevaks bowing, appears on national currency. The postal stamp features RSS Swayamsevaks' participation in the 1963 Republic Day Parade, when RSS Swayamsevaks proudly participated, underlining the organization's historic contributions.
Oh no.
Well, in a bold and creative twist, a Durga Puja Pandal in Bihar's Begusarai features goddess Durga slaying none other than US President Donald Trump, replacing the demon Mahishasur. Locals say it is a powerful symbol of good triumphing over evil, the essence of the Sera. The depiction comes as Trump has now targeted global creativity, announcing a 100% tariff on all non-US pharmaceutical brands and foreign films starting the 1st of October.
You are watching Sanglikar's Weekly.
Like, it is time Uddhav Thackeray and Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde realized that mudslinging doesn't get votes.
State of Maharashtra, where the Dussehra stage turned into a big battle stage. From fiery speeches to sharp one-liners, it was Uddhav Sena versus the Mahayuti just ahead of the local body elections. At Shivaji Park, it was Uddhav Thackeray who rained fire, while Eknath Shinde mocked Uddhav Thackeray with conspiracy chief salvo. Uddhav Sena MP Sanjay Raut said that the burning of Ravan in Delhi is something which is essential. Also suggested renaming Mumbai's Chor Bazaar to Modi Bazaar. His party chief Uddhav Thackeray said BJP has turned into an amoeba, spreading chaos, disturbing peace and dividing the society. Uddhav accused BJP of polarizing the state of Maharashtra ahead of the BMC elections. The counter-attack came very swiftly. At his own rally, Chief Minister Eknath Shinde tore into Uddhav Thackeray. Shinde mocked him as a live Facebook neta who works from home, accused him of abandoning Hindutva and betraying Balasaheb's legacy. Also, he said, with joining hands from the Congress only because he wanted the chief ministerial position.
कपड्याची इस्त्री सांभाळला ना आणि व्हॅनिटी व्हॅन घेऊन दौरा करणारा एकनाथ शिंदे नाही आणि वर्क फ्रॉम होम ऑन फेसबुक लाईव्ह तर करणारा एकनाथ शिंदे नाहीच नाही.
महाराष्ट्रामध्ये होत चोरी, लोकसभेला होत चोरी, शिवसेनेची चोरी, धनुष्यबाणाची चोरी, शरद पवारांच्या घड्याळाची चोरी. मला सांगितलं हे एवढे चोर आहेत, मुंबईतल्या चोर बाजाराचं नाव आता मोदी बाजार करा. बरोबर ना? मुंबईच्या चोर बाजाराचं नाव मोदी बाजार करा.
Sanglikars weekly, the ink never dries. Sanglikars weekly, it's all here for you.
Like, rains have wreaked havoc. But our billionaire cricketers can't loosen their purses. Ditto for our Bollywood stars. They have gone into hiding. Pathetic.
आखिर किन किन सेलिब्रिटीज ने पंजाब में आई फ्लड्स के चलते लोगों की मदद करने का अनाउंस किया है? देखो, पंजाब में लगभग 37 सालों बाद इतने बड़े लेवल पे बाढ़ आई है. वहाँ लोगों की मदद करने पंजाबी सिंगर्स जैसे कि दिलजीत दोसांझ, करण औजला और सतिंदर सरताज आगे आए हैं. वहीं बॉलीवुड से संजय दत्त, सोनू सूद, मिका सिंह, कपिल शर्मा जैसे सेलिब्रिटीज अपनी अपनी तरफ से वहाँ लोगों की मदद कर रहे हैं.
Like, Rahul Gandhi visited Colombia and criticized state of democracy in India.
Rahul Gandhi ka foreign raga.
And what's interesting about all of this is that this is not even new. There is nothing even uniquely fresh about what Rahul Gandhi has said, except that the country has changed this time. Just take a look at some of the recent examples. In May 2022, London was the battlefield where Rahul Gandhi went there and famously said, India's voice has been crushed. Just a year later, in March 2023, he was once again back in the United Kingdom, this time in Cambridge, where he said institutional frameworks required for a democracy were getting constrained. We are facing an attack on basic structure of Indian democracy. He also famously said opposition leaders are locked up just for standing outside Parliament. That same month, he also travelled to another destination in the UK where he said Europe and the US are not doing enough to restore democracy in India. That one line sparked a huge political fire back home because it seemed like Rahul Gandhi was egging on Western powers to intervene in Indian politics. He also said the US and Europe must intervene in India. The West must expose the reality of India, said Rahul Gandhi, perhaps not conscious of the weight of his words. Remember, he was not leader of the opposition at that time. But in September 2024, in Virginia in the US, he said the fight is whether a Sikh will be allowed to wear a turban and a kada and then go to the Gurudwara. This is after he became leader of the opposition. September 2024, in Washington, D.C., Congress will think of scrapping of reservations when India is fair, is what he said. That had a huge backlash against him, and the BJP made a big meal of it. April 2025, just earlier this year, in Boston, he said the Election Commission of India is compromised. October 2025, in Colombia now, he says democracy in India is under attack from all sides. So the general theme of what Rahul Gandhi says on these trips abroad is largely the same. Democracy is under attack, democratic institutions have been assaulted by the Modi government, and that the West is not doing enough about it. The latest platform for this, as I said now, is Colombia. Rahul Gandhi is on yet another grand intellectual expedition, this time to Latin America. Yes, Medellin, the city in Colombia, better known for Netflix drug lords than nuanced debates on Indian democracy, now has Rahul explaining how India's democratic lights are flickering. It is always nice to see Rahul Gandhi chase ideas and deliver lofty lectures to a hall full of young digital native engineers and doctors about AI and the depth of democracy on the other side of the world. But there is an election back home, isn't there? one that probably deserves Rahul Gandhi's attention a little more than persuading Colombian students about India's fault lines. The BJP does not even need to set traps for Rahul Gandhi anymore. He happily walks into them. It has spent years branding him as a foreign trip obsessed, self-indulgent philosopher who prefers conference halls abroad to the dust and heat of Indian politics. He was on vacation in Malaysia just weeks ago, reports tell us. Now he's on the other side of the planet, leaving the Congress foot soldiers to fight alone just when the Bihar SIR lists have dropped and his vote chori crusade could have used its general on the ground. Well, this jet-setting campaign, which, by the way, also includes Sam Pitroda, who just days ago said he feels at home in Pakistan, this jet-setting campaign to paint India as a black hole of democratic values is manna from heaven for Rahul's critics, mainly the BJP, because it reinforces every caricature they have built of him. And it forces an even bigger question. Let's remember that Rahul Gandhi isn't just a Congress MP, he's leader of the opposition, not just the Congress party, the opposition. So this is not just about winning or losing. It is about whether Rahul Gandhi still cares what his party thinks as it fights for political survival, while he chases applause in distant, sunny Colombia.
Sanglikar's weekly, the ink never dries. Sanglikars weekly, it's all here for you.
And Rahul Gandhi's explanation on why cars are heavier than bikes may sound bizarre, but who asked him to offer explanation in Colombia?
Why does a motorcycle weigh 100 kilos and a car weigh 3,000? Car to carry one passenger, you need 3,000 kilos of metal in a car, if one passenger is driving a car. And a motorcycle has 100 kilos, carries two passengers. So why is a motorcycle able to carry two passengers with 150 kilos of metal and a car needs 3,000? This question is at the center of the transition to electric.
ABVP sweeps polls.
The ABVP has delivered a historic victory in the Hyderabad Central University Students' Union elections, sweeping all 6 posts after a gap of 7 years. The winning panel includes Siva Palepu, elected as President, Debindra as Vice President, Shruti Priya as General Secretary, Saulabh Shukla as Joint Secretary, Venus as Cultural Secretary and Jwala as Sports Secretary. Now, this result is being seen as a major setback for the left and NSUI groups, despite the Congress being in power in Telangana. The victory also adds to ABVP's string of recent successes in Delhi University, Punjab, Himachal, Patna and Guwahati, underlining its growing influence on campuses across the country. ABVP leaders have described the result as an reflection of Gen Z students' confidence in their ideology. Some observers pointed out that the mandate carries a wider political significance in the state.
Chidambaram admits UPA did not retaliate against 26/11 attacks under US pressure.
While talking about the 26/11 attack, former Union Home Minister P. Chidambaram has revealed something big. Chidambaram said that then the UPA government decided not to retaliate against Pakistan due to intense international pressure as well as the External Affairs Ministry's stance. According to Chidambaram, retribution crossed his mind, but the government decided against military action. Chidambaram also said that the US had asked India not to react, to which Manmohan Singh's government had cleared that it was the decision that the government of India will take. Chidambaram went on to say that then the government decision was largely influenced by the Ministry of External Affairs and the IFS that we should not physically react to the situation.
पी चिदम्बरम का कहना है कि 26/11 के हमलों के बाद आप भारत से रिटेलिएट इसलिए नहीं किया क्योंकि इंटरनेशनल प्रेशर बहुत था और विदेश मंत्रालय से भी कुछ इसी तरह का स्टैंड था, इस वजह से हमने रिटेलिएट नहीं किया पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ।
देखिए, हमें तो हमेशा पता था कि कांग्रेस की एक ही पहचान, पाकिस्तान को बताओ अपना भाईजान, करो सेना का अपमान और इसकी पुष्टि अब पी चिदम्बरम जी ने, जो पूर्व गृह मंत्री, उन्होंने कर दी। उन्होंने एक इंटरव्यू के दौरान कहा कि पहले तो उनको गृह मंत्री बनना नहीं था 26/11 के बाद। रिलक्टेंटली जब वो बन गए तो उनके मन में था कि व्यक्तिगत रूप से कि पाकिस्तान पर हमला होना चाहिए इस 26/11 के हमले के लिए, परंतु उनके ऊपर दबाव डाला गया कि ये ना किया जाए। वो कौन सी ताकतें थी? सोनिया गांधी जी ने और मनमोहन सिंह जी ने उस समय पर क्यों उनको परमिशन नहीं दिया? तो उसका भी वो खुलासा करते कहते हैं कि कॉन्डोलीजा राइस, जो उस समय सेक्रेटरी ऑफ स्टेट थे अमेरिका की, उन्होंने आकर कहा कि भारत को कोई भी कार्रवाई नहीं करनी चाहिए और हम लोगों ने सरेंडर कर दिया। और बार बार कांग्रेस का इतिहास रहा है सरेंडर और ब्लंडर का।
Rahul Gandhi's Narendra surrender jibe at PM Modi has been quashed by Chidambaram by this statement.
P. Chidambaram says, "The whole world descended to tell us, don't start a war." Condoleezza Rice, who was then U.S. Secretary of State, flew in to say, "Please don't react." Prahlad Joshi says, after 17 years, Chidambaram, former Home Minister, admits what the nation knew: 26/11 was mishandled due to pressure from foreign powers. Too little, too late. What do you say?
Sanglikar's weekly, the ink never dries. Sanglikar's weekly, it's all here for you.
Like 41 people, mostly women and children, died in Vijay's political rally in Karur. Tamil Nadu is known for hero worship. Vijay has alleged conspiracy and blamed Lottie charge for the stampede. True? Like reactions to stampede are guarded, based on possible alliances. Sad. TN Politics. Murder of BSP leader in 2024. Case transferred to CBI after more than a year by Madras High Court.
The Madras High Court has ordered a CBI probe into the murder of K. Armstrong. The Bahujan Samaj Party's Tamil Nadu president was hacked to death in broad daylight on 5th of July 2024. Justice P. Velmurugan passed the order while allowing a petition by Armstrong's brother K. Emmanuel to transfer the investigation from the Greater Chennai City Police to the CBI, citing inadequate action by local authorities. During the July hearing, the judge criticized the city police for failing to conduct even basic procedures, such as an identification parade, despite multiple eyewitnesses to the crime. Even Armstrong's family had requested the High Court to hand over the case to CBI, alleging the city police had not conducted a proper investigation. His wife particularly had also alleged that the police did not investigate the political angle at all. K. Armstrong, the Tamil Nadu BSP president, was hacked to death in July 2024 near his home in Perambur by a 6-member gang posing as food delivery agents.
Political rally by Vijay in Tamil Nadu. Stampeded film actor turned politician's political rally kills at least 36 and injured more than 50 in India. A huge stampede took place at a political meeting held by Joseph Vijay Chandrasekhar, the popular Tamil actor, known professionally as Vijay. Officials said the toll was likely to rise. Accidents are not uncommon in political rallies in the state. Earlier, cutout of Deputy Chief Minister fell on auto rickshaw and threw valor during high winds and rain. Occupants luckily escaped with minor injuries. Madras High Court had banned cutouts, crowd mobilization by parties across Tamil Nadu. But, who cares?
A political rally in Tamil Nadu turned tragic today. At least 38 people, including children and women, lost their lives in a stampede during actor and Tamilnaga Vetri Kalagam President Vijay's rally in Karur. More than 50 others are being treated in hospitals. The rally was part of Vijay's weekend Saturday tour to the districts. As Vijay undertook a roadshow from Namakkal and reached the venue several hours behind schedule, the crowd swelled beyond capacity. Shortly after he began addressing them, some in the crowd surged forward, causing suffocation, and many collapsed. After Vijay left the venue, the victims were rushed to Karur Medical College Hospital and nearby private facilities in numerous ambulances. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin called the incident deeply concerning. Actor Vijay said that his art has been shattered and he is languishing in pain and a tragedy that cannot be expressed in words. In a social media post, he expressed his deep condolence and grief to his dear brothers and sisters. He said that he is also praying for the recovery of those admitted in the hospital. Chief Minister Stalin has announced compensation of rupees 10 lakh to the families of those who died and 1 lakh to the injured. He has also appointed a commission led by retired Judge Aruna Jagadeesan to investigate the circumstances that led to the tragedy.
Following the tragic stampede at a TVK rally in Karur, Tamalaga Vetri Kazagam president and actor-turned-politician Vijay has announced a compensation of rupees 20 lakh for the families of each deceased victim and 2 lakhs to those injured.
The Madras High Court has dismissed TVK's plea for the CBI probe into the Karur stampede tragedy during Vijay's Karur rally, which killed 41 people. The court has warned against politicizing the proceedings, rebuked Stalin government for failing to protect the lives and ensure safety facilities, emphasizing people's security as priority over political arena.
Sambol Masjid Committee begins self-demolition following encroachment order. SDM, Sambol Vikas Chandra says, a demolition order was issued against this mosque. They requested 4 days to remove the encroachment themselves, and they have already begun the process today. There was heavy deployment of security forces by the administration, including the Provincial Armed Constabulary, PAC, in order to combat any untoward incident during the demolition drive. Like, I don't agree with Sanjay Sanyal that judiciary is the biggest hurdle to Vikasit Bharat. Judiciary may be limping but is performing. Bureaucracy and politicians have failed us. Agree?
Sanglikar's weekly, the ink never dries.
Like in commerce, it is reported that sales in Navratri saw a spurt because of GST cuts. India has just activated its landmark $100 billion trade pact with the EFTA bloc, Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, and Liechtenstein. The deal slashes tariffs on over 90% of Indian exports, giving duty-free access for textiles, medicines, gems, machinery, and more. In return, EFTA nations will pump $100 billion in investments into India over 15 years, creating an estimated 1 million jobs. This comes at a critical moment, just weeks after Donald Trump's steep tariffs on Indian goods. As Indian exporters diversify, this EFTA pact could open new, lucrative doors in Europe's wealthiest markets. Microsoft frees up CEO Satya Nadella from some duties. Microsoft is reorganizing its top leadership team, appointing longtime sales chief Judson Althoff to oversee marketing and operations, in a move designed to allow CEO Satya Nadella and his engineering leaders to concentrate on technical innovation, particularly in artificial intelligence. This is only a part of the very long letter. Like, not so sweet Julie Sweet, Accenture CEO, has dismissed 11,000 employees.
Accenture has laid off 11,000 employees in just 3 months. The company says that this is part of a massive restructuring to prepare for an AI-driven future. Accenture CEO Julie Sweet calls upskilling the #1 strategy for them now. Staff who can adapt to AI systems will be retained, but those who can't are being let go. At the same time, Accenture also says that it will also hire fresh talent with AI skills to fill that gap.
Like, PNG has downed its shutters in Pakistan.
Nationals are fleeing Pakistan at a rate that even seasoned analysts call unprecedented. PNG's exit after more than 3 decades is not an isolated story. It is the headline in a saga of disinvestment and disillusion. Microsoft shut down after 25 years. Shell sold its controlling stake. Telenor walked away. Uber and Careem said goodbye. Pharmaceutical giants Pfizer, Bayer, Eli Lilly, Sanofi, Viatris all withdrew, strangled by policy confusion and foreign exchange chaos. Yamaha stopped production. Total Energies pulled out. Each departure chips away at jobs, technology transfer, and confidence. Each retreat sends a signal: Pakistan is not worth the trouble. And yet, in the middle of all this collapse, Pakistan waives contracts in front of Beijing and Washington, selling Balochistan's minerals and leasing out its coastline. How long can a country survive by selling its soil while its markets rot?
Taiwan rejects U.S. proposal for 50-50 chip production, says trade talks focused on tariffs. We will not agree. Taiwan shoots down U.S. demand for chip production split. Taiwan's remarks came after U.S. Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick said he had proposed a 50-50 split in chip production.
Now, the Trump administration is pressing Taiwan to shift more of its chip production to the United States. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick says Washington wants a 50-50 split in global semiconductor manufacturing. Taiwan currently produces over 90% of the world's most advanced chips. Lutnick has set a target of 40% U.S. output by the end of Trump's term, a goal that would require more than $500 billion in new investments. But Taiwan has firmly rejected the U.S. proposal. Taiwan's lead negotiator and vice premier said the island will not agree to producing half its semiconductors in the U.S. At stake are growing trade frictions. Trump has imposed a 20% temporary tariff on Taiwanese chips and warned of higher duties unless more production moves state-style. Over 70% of Taiwan's exports to America are information and communications technology, including semiconductors, putting its manufacturing in the firing line.
देखो आसमां में खिलकर सूरज निकल रहा है, देखो आसमां में खिलकर सूरज निकल रहा है, देश का परचम अब ऊंचा उड़ रहा है.
Zoho's airtime messaging app surges in India, promises privacy and openness. Zoho's homegrown messaging app, Airtai, is making waves in India, witnessing a surge in daily signups with around a 100x growth in just 3 days. The sudden spike has brought the app into the spotlight, with social media abuzz and the government endorsing its rise. While some have dubbed it a WhatsApp killer, Zoho founder Sridhar Vembu emphasizes that the company is not pursuing monopoly power like some global rivals.
While the giants are busy feeding off each other in a $1 trillion AI supply chain, one Indian company is quietly saying, we can match Microsoft, not just partner with it. When Sridhar Vembu tweeted a bold claim this week, this is what he said: we are the only company in the world that can take on Microsoft in the breadth and depth of the product suite. End quote. It wasn't bravado. It was 20 years of patient, quiet building coming to the surface. A single product in 2002. Today, 50 plus applications across CRM, billing, HR, finance, collaboration, cloud platforms, and AI. Zoho and its enterprise arm, Manage Engine, have methodically built an end-to-end software stack, bootstrapped from a rural campus in Tenkasi, Tamil Nadu, matching Microsoft's range while staying fiercely independent. Vembu says Zoho is now, sorry, I rhymed Vembu and Zehu, I'll do that again. Vembu says Zoho is now doubling down on R&D in cloud infrastructure platforms, AI and applications so that innovation will only accelerate. Just as Vembu went public with his Microsoft challenge, Union IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnav announced, and this is what he said: I'm moving to Zoho, our own Swadeshi platform for documents, spreadsheets, and presentations. I urge all to join PM Shri Narendra Modi ji's call for Swadeshi by adopting indigenous products and services. End quote. Wembu then replied with this. Thank you, sir. This is a huge morale boost for our engineers who have worked hard for over 2 decades to build our product suite. We will make you proud and make our nation proud. Jai Hind. End quote. It's the clearest sign yet that India's own government is ready to bet on homegrown enterprise software.
China has mandated more than 2 decades back that all computers sold and operating within the country must have Mandarin, specifically, Chinese Simplified, Keyboards and Input Methods, IMEs, installed. This requirement ensures users can easily type and input Chinese characters, as the standard operating systems often do not include the necessary language packs and input tools by default, according to this Microsoft. India just accepted the English keyboard and created coders to build Silicon Valley in USA.
Wembu says he has a dream to create an app that would combine Facebook, Insta, AI, etc. Hope all the tech giants of India work together to make this happen. In 2020, India introduced digital tax for e-commerce operators in India. Effective from April 1, 2020, the Government of India had widened the scope of its equalization levy to include e-commerce sales of goods and services provided by non-resident operators to Indian customers. The equalization levy was imposed at 2% on the considerations received or receivable by the non-resident e-commerce operators. Businesses based in Mauritius or other jurisdictions, and engaged in e-commerce activities in India, had to assess the impact of this new levy on their business model, and start thinking ahead on how this levy could potentially impact on their cost structure, or could be used as a foreign tax credit. India's digital tax reset. The rise and fall of equalization levy. India to end equalization levy on digital ads by April 1, 2025. India removed the 6% equalization levy, also known as the digital tax, on online services, including advertising, a move aimed at reducing costs for major U.S. technology firms such as Google, owned by Alphabet, Meta, and Amazon. This step was expected to alleviate U.S. trade concerns and foster better economic relations between the two countries. Overseas digital service providers often threaten that they would withdraw services if levies are imposed. Domestic players face unequal market conditions with the abolishment of equalization levy. Overseas digital service providers factor this discount, that is, savings on account of removal of levy, on the overall pricing of their services, which adversely impact the price competitiveness of domestic service providers. It's for the government to act.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. एक दिन मन में है विश्वास, पूरा है विश्वास, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन.
Perplexity CEO Arvind Srinivas says, Indians can build global companies, not just manage them.
Arvind Srinivas, co-founder and chief executive of AI search startup Perplexity, says the time has come for Indians to be known as founders of global technology companies, not just professional managers. Indians are not just meant for managing and climbing up the ladder to being CEOs. That journey was great, it inspired a lot of people, but I want India to show the world that we can build companies, Srinivas told. An IIT Madras graduate, Srinivas leads one of Silicon Valley's most closely watched AI startups, valued at $20 billion, with backing from Amazon's founder Jeff Bezos, SoftBank Vision Fund, Nvidia, among others. Some people think $20 billion is already great, and that the company is a pretty good company at that point, he told, referring to the company's present valuation. Jensen Huang showed it. He came here as an immigrant, studied, built Nvidia and turned it into the world's most valuable company at over $4 trillion. Why can't we show that, he said.
You started Perplexity with the ambitious mission of taking on Google using AI. And what most people don't know is that you were actually an intern at Google DeepMind in 2019. It was your first job after studying for your PhD at UC Berkeley. Go Bears. Did you know when you were interning at Google that you would, just a few years later, start a multi-billion-dollar startup going against it?
Definitely not. But I did everything an intern would do, just sleep in the office. They had all these pods which you can use to sleep in the office. And they had a library, they had a lot of food, a lot of junk food too, which, definitely I put on a lot of weight while I was at London. And so it was one of the best times I had in my life. I think there's a lot of things, I would say that DeepMind was almost like a different company. I even remember how Dennis had all these crazy visions of how AI will just be a scientist by itself and it'll solve all theorems and proofs, and they were on a completely different trajectory. So now they got folded back into Google to get them back into this AI race on the product stuff. But to me, DeepMind meant a lot more in terms of just going for that core artificial general intelligence dream. And it was a fantastic time.
Imagine you have the $18 billion, much of the billions of dollars raised from investors, and suddenly one day you have a big plan. You want to spend the $34.5 billion in what? To buy Google, the most popular browser in the world, which also belongs to one of the richest technology companies in history. If it seems unbelievable, it's because it is. Perplexity has just made an offer to buy Google Chrome. An unsolicited offer. Why did Perplexity do that? Why? First, let's tell you what Perplexity is. It is a startup supported by Jeff Bezos and NVIDIA. Perplexity is managed by the Indian Arvind Srinath, who is also co-founder of the company. Perplexity has offered the $34.5 billion in money to buy Google Chrome. Yes, Google's browser, the one with more than 3 billion users. Perplexity wants to buy it. Perplexity's current valuation is $18 billion. Chrome's estimated value is more than $50 billion.
Perplex, which means to cause someone to feel completely baffled or confused.
Audacious describes behavior that is either extremely bold and daring, or behavior lacking in respect.
How do you describe perplexity? Zoho browser is challenging global competitors like Google Chrome and Safari, focusing on user privacy and data protection. Available on multiple platforms, it includes features like ad blockers, profile modes, and integration with Zoho's SSO authentication. Homegrown software maker Zoho is on a rampage with its set of India-made software that is taking on the global giants. Recently, Zoho's Aratai app had witnessed a reckoning of sorts as it topped the App Store charts on Apple App Store and Play Store, while also receiving many positive recommendations.
क्या सच में गूगल क्रोम को अब कहना पड़ेगा गुड बाय? भारत की कंपनी जोहो लेकर आई है उला ब्राउजर, एक मेड इन इंडिया प्राइवेसी फर्स्ट ब्राउजर। इसमें मिलके हैं इनबिल्ट एड ब्लॉकर, ट्रैकर ब्लॉकर और ब्राउजर आईडी रीसेट। मतलब आपकी प्राइवेसी है पूरी तरह से सेफ। स्पीड भी अच्छी है, लेकिन अभी क्रोम से थोड़ी पीछे, खासकर अगर आप हेवी मल्टीटास्किंग करते हैं। अगर आप जोहो की ऐप्स इस्तेमाल करते हैं जैसे CRM या मेल, तो उला आपके लिए है गेम चेंजर। तो क्या जोहो का उला बन पाएगा क्रोम किलर? आप कौन सा ब्राउजर?
Have you heard about Zoho Ula browser? It's India's very own privacy-first browser built by Zoho. No ads, no trackers, super fast and secure. Whether for work, personal use, or kids' safety, Ula gives you multiple modes for complete control. And the best part, it's made in India. Switch to Zoho Ula today and experience browsing like never before. Browser with privacy mode, no ads, top speed. Zoho Ula, India's browser, your privacy. Zoho Ula, privacy made in India.
Sanglikars weekly, the ink never dries. Sanglikars weekly, it's all here for you.
China holds up exports of tunnel boring machines. German tunnel boring machine maker to build plant in India. Chinese customs had blocked at least 3 heron neck machines bound for India, says Germany's ambassador to India Philipp Ackermann. German tunnel boring machine manufacturer Heronneck will establish production facilities in India after export delays from its Chinese factories disrupted infrastructure projects, Germany's ambassador to India Philipp Ackermann told. Ackermann said Chinese customs had blocked at least 3 Heronneck machines bound for India. The tunnel boring machines is an interesting case. So it is clear for political reasons that the Chinese would not really let them out. Now they are out. They are coming in. I think one came a month ago, the last one is coming now, he was quoted as saying. He noted that the company had decided to shift part of its manufacturing to India to avoid further disruptions. Of course the company says that it cannot do business when Chinese customs are not allowing this. They are now setting up shop in India, they are trying to produce here. It is a good example on how to diversify, do not put your eggs in one basket only, he said. Heronneck's machines were being built in China for export to India but were caught up in restrictions linked to tensions between New Delhi and Beijing, particularly after the 2020 Galwan clashes. The delays affected major Indian infrastructure projects, prompting New Delhi to raise the matter with both Berlin and Beijing, according to the report.
Friends, can you believe this? Just one machine. A single giant machine can hold hostage a nation of 1.4 billion people. One machine that can delay projects worth thousands of crores by years. One machine that can even force the foreign minister of the world's largest democracy to plead with China's foreign minister. Sounds unbelievable, right? But this is exactly what has been happening with tunnel boring machine or TBMs. For years, China used TBMs like a weapon, holding India's infrastructure projects hostage. But now that chapter may be ending, because India has decided to make its own TBMs, and leading this mission is our own public sector company, BML. So Bharat Earth Movers Limited, a PSU under the Ministry of Defence, has now stepped up the game. They have announced plans to manufacture TBMs right here in India. Now we are talking machines ranging from 6 meters to 16.5 meters in diameter. To start with, BML is focusing on a 6.5 meter diameter TBM for Delhi Metro Phase 4. Now this won't be easy. BML has already invited global partners for consultancy and design help. They are in talks with companies from Austria and Japan. Now, these are the countries with deep expertise in tunnel technology. Just look around. India is building metros in 23 cities right now. In just a few years, this number will cross 30. Add to this the mountain tunnels, high-speed rail corridors, and RRTS networks, bullet train projects, and the demand for TBMs is exploding. By 2030, India will need around 1,400 kilometers of tunnel network. That means at least 40 large TBMs are required. Each machine's cost 80 to 100 crore rupees. Importing them drains billions of dollars in foreign exchange. And even worse, it takes 2 to 3 years for one imported TBM to be manufactured, shipped, and assembled in India. And if a country like China decides to block supply, your projects are stuck indefinitely. They can hold your projects hostage at their will. That is why making TBMs in India isn't just about saving money. It's about saving time, ensuring self-reliance, and protecting national interest.
Visakhapatnam is all set to welcome you to an exciting and adventurous project, the longest cantilever glass bridge in India. A unique structure atop Kailasagiri, built under the supervision of the Visakhapatnam Metropolitan Region Development Authority, promises breathtaking vistas and an exhilarating experience.
India's longest glass skywalk bridge at Kailasagiri Hills in Visakhapatnam offers visitors breathtaking views of the Bay of Bengal. The 55-meter-long structure was built at a cost of 7 Indian rupees crore, featuring 3 layers of 40 mm thick tempered laminated glass. India-Bhutan Rail Link. New rail lines to connect Assam, West Bengal with Bhutan. Projects worth 4,033 crore green flagged. West Bengal to Bhutan line. The Banarhat-Samse line, valued at 577 crore, will connect West Bengal's Jalpaiguri district to Bhutan's Samse region. Planned as a 20 km line with 2 stations and 25 bridges, it is expected to boost cross-border trade and support Bhutan's efforts to transform Samse into an industrial hub. Connecting Assam to Bhutan. The Kokrajhar-Gelifu line, worth 3,456 crore, will link Assam's Kokrajhar and Chirang districts with Bhutan's Sarpang region. The 70-kilometer stretch will feature 6 stations and nearly 100 bridges. The link will open new avenues for economic activity, improve goods and passenger movement. The line will also support Bhutan's plans to develop Gelifu as a mindfulness city.
The mindfulness city in Gelifu, Bhutan is envisioned as a 1,000-plus square kilometre proposal with 11 neighbourhoods shaped by the flow of 35 rivers. Designed by Bjarke Ingels Group, the master plan aims to counter the invasive nature of urban development and amplify the country's abundant biodiversity. Inspired by the principles of Mandala, the 11 neighbourhoods are to inhabit the infrastructure, ecological features and utilities of Gelifu. These neighbourhoods are tied together by mobility connections that create a series of inhabitable bridges. These bridges create biodiversity corridors and connect communities both physically and communally, with centres for education, recreation and spirituality. Bhutan is one of the last biodiversity hotspots in the world, with over 70% of the country covered in forests, making it imperative for the development to be ecologically sensitive. Local materials such as wood, stone and bamboo are visualized to build the architecture, while including details of vernacular motifs. The project depicts a vision of the future that aligns with the social, cultural and environmental values of Bhutan, creating an engaging example of critical regionalism.
India has announced a landmark connectivity initiative with neighbouring Bhutan. An over 4,000 crore rupee rail line project will connect the two countries, enabling a massive boost in multiple areas of cooperation. India and Bhutan have agreed to develop 2 cross-border railway connections at a cost of 4,033 crore rupees, one linking Banarhat in India's West Bengal to Samse in Bhutan, and another connecting Assam's Kokrajhar to Gelifu in Bhutan. Foreign Secretary Misri announced the initiative at a joint press conference in New Delhi with Union Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw.
The 2 projects will take off from the network of Indian Railways at Kokrajhar and Banarhat. The investment which is envisaged at this point of time is about 4,033 crore rupees, and the total length is about 90 kilometers, to be precise. 89 kilometers of railway network will be created.
Russian President Vladimir Putin pushed back against U.S. pressure on India over its energy ties with Moscow. Addressing a foreign policy forum in Sochi on October 2, Putin warned against attempts to humiliate India, saying Indian people will never accept humiliation. He also added that PM Modi will also never take steps of this kind.
Putin argued that pressuring major economies like India with tariffs or coercion could backfire. He also suggested that such measures would push up global prices, complicate monetary policy, and ultimately harm the US economy as well as global markets.
The Indian people will look at what decisions are made by the political leadership and never accept any humiliation before anyone. And also I know Prime Minister Modi, he will never take any steps of the kind. It's not about politics, it's like a pure economic reckoning, and many of our economists believe it's going to happen. Same refers to India. It's the same as with China. If India stops buying our energy, damage will be inflicted upon them, like to $9 to $10 billion if they decline to buy energy from us. Risks, and the Indian people will look at what decisions are made by the political leadership and never accept any humiliation before anyone. And also I know Prime Minister Modi, he will never take any steps of the kind.
You are watching Sanglikar's Weekly.
Ease of doing business. Or price of doing business. Tamil Nadu-based Wintrack Incorporated said it has ceased import-export activities in India, effective October 1, 2025, alleging harassment by Chennai Customs officials. Chennai Customs has, however, denied the allegations. According to the company's website, Wintrack enables buyers to effortlessly shop from any China and Thailand e-commerce website and enjoy seamless doorstep delivery anywhere in India. Taking to X on October 1, 2025, Wintrack claimed its difficult decision comes after repeated and unjustified harassment by officials at Chennai Customs over the past 45 days. Earlier this year, when we exposed instances of bribery, we faced retaliatory actions that have severely impacted our ability to conduct business. Despite our best efforts, the sustained pressure has made it impossible to continue operations, the company alleged. Wintrack posted on X, from October 1, 2025, our company will cease import-export activities in India. For the past 45 days, Chennai Customs officials have relentlessly harassed us. After exposing their bribery practices twice this year, they retaliated, effectively crippling our operations and destroying our business in India. We deeply thank everyone who has supported us during these difficult times. Customs responds. Responding to Wintrack's post, Chennai Customs categorically denied the allegations made by the company and its founder. The allegations of harassment and non-cooperation are demonstrably false. At no stage was any payment or bribe demanded. All queries pertain strictly to mandatory statutory compliance under Battery Waste Management Rules 2022, BIS Act 2016, Legal Metrology Rules 2011, and Customs Act 1962, it said. This importer has an established pattern of making unsubstantiated allegations of corruption and bribery on this platform, only to delete such posts once factual rebuttals are provided by this department, Chennai Customs said. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor called the situation truly dismaying, saying corruption remained rampant and added, "Most companies simply comply as part of the price of doing business. It doesn't have to be this way."
You are watching Sanglikar's Weekly.
Finance Ministry orders inquiry into Wintrack bribery allegations against Chennai Customs. The Department of Revenue has been directed to undertake a fair, transparent, and fact-based inquiry into the allegations raised by Wintrack.
Hi everyone. Thanks to each one of you for supporting our fight against corruption with the Chennai Customs. I would like to explain the sequence of events which led to this. From January 2025, we have been doing shipments until last August in my company named Wintrack INC. In January, when we did a shipment, the value was about $1,300. We were asked a bribe about 8 lakhs. We tried to negotiate with the officer. He was from Delhi Faceless Assessment. When he refused to lower down his demand, I recorded the call with his agent and exposed on Twitter, and subsequently the shipment was released and the issue was solved, and I also thanked the Chennai Customs at that time and removed the tweet. Continuing with that, we import from February, March, April and May. In May, another situation we faced, our shipment was held up. 3 shipments were held up in the same time. When we found out what was the reason, there was a bribe demand from the SIB, assessment and shed. They demanded 5 lakhs in the beginning and we paid 3 lakhs to assessment and SIB. We did not pay to the shed officers and they tried to bargain so much, but I refused, since at that time I was also admitted in the hospital. Even after paying this 3 lakhs, the shipment got released after 1 week only. Then in the month of June, I was in China. At that time, I got a call from my CHA that CHA's client shipment is held up because we did not pay the bribe to the shed officer. And the shed officer demanded same money, that is 1.5 lakhs, which was paid to the other 2 departments.
And the video continues. What a shame.
Next news item, oh, it's breaking fast. Next news item, blink and it's gone.
India beat Pakistan by 5 wickets in Asia Cup 2025 final. Operation Sindoor on field. PM Modi after India beat Pakistan in Asia Cup final. Operation Sindoor on the games field. The outcome is the same. India wins. Congrats to our cricketers, PM Modi said in a post on X.
A farcical end to a farcical tournament. India are the Asia Cup champions, but you would know that because the team that ended up winning the tournament weren't given the cup after the match. Yes, that is the farcical manner in which the India versus Pakistan final ended up finishing on, and in many ways it is exactly what we should have expected. It is a tournament that has been steeped in off-field drama, and it was off-field drama that ended up defining the match, not the heroics of Tilak Verma or Sanju Samson or Shivam Dubey or Kuldeep Yadav. No, it was what happened off the field with political overtures that ended up defining the match. It is worth noting that when the match ended, you normally have to wait a few minutes for the presentation to take place, but as the wait went on and on, fans were wondering what was happening. Soon we found out it was because the players, the Indian players, were on the field, but they were not anywhere close to where the presentation was taking place because they had refused to accept the trophy from PCB and ACC chief Mohsin Naqvi. The main reason for that, Naqvi is of course a powerful minister in the Pakistani government, and the team perhaps weren't willing to have any sort of an affiliation with someone who represented the Pakistani state.
India refused to accept the Asia Cup 2025 trophy from Mohsin Naqvi. India's captain, Suryakumar Yadav, pretends to hold the trophy as his team celebrated their victory at the end of the Asia Cup 2025 final at Dubai International.
Once the dignitaries of the ACC, including Mohsin Naqvi, ended up walking off the field, you could see the Indian players go to the dais and celebrate. As a team, they were sitting there posing for pictures, and then we saw the whole pyro go off and the Indian team celebrate with an imaginary trophy, but the real trophy was nowhere to be seen. In fact, after the presentation ceremony was done, and by the way, it got started over an hour late, Simon Dool, when he was announcing, said that we've been informed that the ACC have said that India are refusing to collect the trophy, and thereafter we got to see those visuals of the team celebrating without the trophy. They were celebrating with an imaginary trophy with all the pyro going on and with the song Lehrado playing in the backgrounds, but there was no real trophy to be seen. So that was how it is we saw this tournament end.
Trophy Stealing Act. Dubai police to arrest Mohsin Naqvi for stealing Asia Cup trophy? Impeachment threat. The Trophy Stealing Act. Trophy and medals reportedly taken by Naqvi to his hotel room in Dubai. A virtual ACC meeting. Charges that Naqvi's actions directly led to the abuse of office and a disregard for sporting standards. Violation of the Code of Responsibilities and Ceremonial Protocols as Naqvi refused to hand over the Asia Cup trophy to the winning Indian team.
The Asia Cup trophy, which India won after defeating Pakistan in the final in Dubai over the weekend, is currently lying at the regional office of the Asian Cricket Council. All because Mohsin Naqvi, who was the chairman of the ACC, also a minister in the Pakistani government, refused to hand it over to the deserving Indian team despite we making it clear that we will not take it from his hands. He sulked, he took the trophy away. Eventually now he has to give in. Sources say the silverware will either be formally shipped to India or handed over to an Indian official in Dubai who will then bring it back with them. They also highlighted that Naqvi was in Dubai until Tuesday, where the ACC's regional office is based. Remember, Mohsin Naqvi was at that ACC meeting where he put forth a bizarre condition. He said that Indian captain Suryakumar Yadav must come to Dubai and collect it from him. There was a heated conversation that ensued after that. India, represented by Ashish Shelar and Rajiv Shukla, made it clear that we will not take it from him and that he should apologize and congratulate Team India. That heated exchange eventually prompted Mohsin Naqvi to apologize for his behavior and send the trophy to the ACC office, from where it will be rightfully handed to its owners, which is India.
Mohsin Naqvi hands over trophy to UAE board amid BCCI's impeachment threat, NDTV sources have confirmed. Mohsin Naqvi to receive Pakistan's top honor for Asia Cup trophy controversy. The Asian Cricket Council president left the Dubai International Cricket Stadium with the Asia Cup trophy, after India refused to take the trophy from him, following their 5-wicket win over Pakistan in the final. Amid drama over the Asia Cup 2025 final, Pakistan is reportedly set to honor Naqvi. As per reports, Pakistan's Interior Minister, Mohsin Naqvi, is set to receive an Excellence Award for his unwavering stance during the Asia Cup 2025 trophy controversy. After India's team declined to accept the trophy from him, an act Naqvi called politically motivated, he chose to keep the trophy and refused to apologize. In Pakistan, his actions are being hailed as a bold assertion of national pride amid escalating tensions with India. Like, Zubin Garg's death in Singapore has become murkier with arrest of his tour manager in second post-mortem report.
Moving on, Zubin Garg death case, in the latest that is coming in, Zubin's core band member, who has been questioned by the Assam CID, Assamese actress Nishita Goswami, who's been questioned, musician Shekhar Jyoti Goswami and co-singer Amrit Prabha, who have also been questioned by the Assam CID. They were questioned at the Assam CID headquarters. All of them were part of Zubin Garg's band, and details now being sought from all of them of what exactly had happened in Singapore, especially with regards to the internal equations that he shared with his managers.
See, whoever were there present in the place of incidents, everyone is under suspicion, and we have lodged a complaint already. You have said we have lodged an FIR, so the investigation process is on. We have the full belief in our legal system, so I think it will go in a proper way. We have requested for the fast track investigation also, so we have to know what had exactly happened on that day, and that was actually, we can say, Zubin, that was a case of sheer negligence. Zubin was not properly taken care of.
Like, VK Malhotra, sidelined Delhi BJP veteran, 93, passed away.
और एक दुखद खबर मिल रही है, जहां बीजेपी नेता विजय कुमार मल्होत्रा के निधन की खबर है। दिल्ली के एम्स में विजय कुमार मल्होत्रा एडमिट थे, जहां उन्होंने आखिरी सांस ली है। 94 साल की उम्र में वीके मल्होत्रा का निधन हो गया है। दिल्ली से 5 बार सांसद रहे हैं विजय कुमार मल्होत्रा दिल्ली के एम्स में वो एडमिट थे, जहां उन्होंने अंतिम सांस ली है।
Lazy B. October 4, 2025.